Peace, family. What's good? It's your man, Ocean the Ghost. We back at it. Freedom fight continues. I very much appreciate you for being here, spending a little time with me, because like we know, your time is now equal to currency. So I appreciate you for spending it with me. Now we're gonna get straight into it. I ran across an article and my bullshit meter went up on it. So I decided to just read it on camera with you guys. It says black voters know what they want. On Tuesday, it was Joe Biden. Here's why. So I ain't read any of this, but I'm just gonna see. Let me go ahead and throw this out there for all of the analysts and whatever. I'm not a politician, all right. This is me doing this shit from a common sense point of view, all right. The Birmingham, Alabama native registered voters registered. The Birmingham, Alabama native registers voters, Republicans, Democrats, Black, White, Latino, and Asian, helping them get identification and persuading them to get involved with the policy making process. Tyson 58 was one of millions of Black Super Tuesday voters, key to former Vice President Joe Biden's victory in 10 of 14 states holding primaries that day. Tuesday sweeping win mirrored Biden's strong showing just days earlier in South Carolina primary, in which many Black voters describe him as the practical choice, not necessarily as the first choice. So, and what the Black media, see, this is what people get confused about the Black media. And this is what I'm about to go ahead and clear up on the Black media, because I've run into these debates, you know what I'm saying, certain points and times throughout the week, months, and days, when I say that you don't have to vote. And that's not me telling you that you should not vote. But what it is telling me to say to you that, why would you vote if the person ain't promising you anything and not speaking your language? There was some weak ass shit right here, bro. For them to say the Black voter describe him as the practical choice, but not necessarily their first choice. What do that say to you? If it's the practical choice and it's the standard choice, that means the standard that's been previously set is gonna be the standard that's gonna be upheld and pushed to an even more fucked up standard if this is the motherfucker that you decide to go put your vote behind. So why am I gonna put at the least I can just stay home and not vote if we're not gonna upgrade the standard by me going out and vote. At least I can just stay home and not even, subject myself to a whole nother level of bullshit that I didn't have to subject myself to. So that's crazy to me. I think he has direct knowledge of the president's seat, Tyson said. Who gives a fuck? We don't need anyone going into the White House behind this mess that Trump has created, practicing and trying to get it together. It's like trying to make a cake. There's a certain kind of cook, like my grandmama, who could come in and taste and mix and tell you exactly what was missing. Biden knows the recipe. Man, that don't sound like a big boatload of bullshit to me, huh? Like your grandma baking a cake, huh? Come on, huh? What the fuck is you talking about? This shit is not like your grandma baking no cake. This is not just cause he been a politician for 900 years, all he did was make white supremacy shit go through. That's all he did. He been a upstanding citizen of the dominant society ever since he probably was a little boy. So anyway, this ain't even me trying to do no hit piece on Joe Biden, but when I see a propaganda pushed out here on my people, trying to tell my people what they think about Joe Biden, somebody that we know has been poison to the Black community, you're not gonna come out and just tell me what I think, and you're not gonna push that bullshit on my people. So if you tuning into my shit, then we coming with a whole nother dosage of the truth every time you get in here. And the truth is, Biden is not for us, chump. So just know that shit. He don't know no fucking recipe. Except for how to a 94 Joe Biden crime bill recipe. He know that recipe. He know how to lock black men up. He got the recipe for that. Meanwhile, his son and his children get away with all different kind of fucked up shit. And they get the pat on I mean the little tap on the wrist treatment while you giving dude 10 years for one rock, black dude. That ain't the recipe. That ain't no recipe that I'm gonna partake in. In the days since the field broke sharply for Biden, supporters of the other candidates have expressed disbelief at best. Uh, the rising and racist disdain at worst for the black voters responsible for his recent success. Yeah, cause they crazy. But many black voters, uh, but for many black voters, Biden was the best known option, and that ain't worth for shit. Just being the best known option, so you can get that way the fuck away from me. The candidate with the right experience who could appeal to the widest cross section of Democrats. He was to others President Barack Obama, forever vice president. A man who could take on President Donald Trump. No, he can't, even though I ain't no fucking fan of 45 either. And what could be a bare knuckles battle for the White House. He ain't gonna, man, look at that dude, bro. 45 gonna eat him alive, bro. Don't he look like he just got through saying some dumb shit. Every time I see him, he just got through saying some dumb shit. It says South Carolina, Biden thanks black voters, the heart of the Democratic Party. Of course. He know, oh man, I ain't even gonna do no whole spiel about how the black vote is the whole everything, the foundation for the Democratic Party, and ain't no way they could possibly get in without the black vote, and that's the whole point of holding out the black vote right now, for to show the strength and solidarity, so that they know next time when the next election come back around, in order for them to get into the White House, that if they don't got nothing to offer black America that's tangible, we talking about tangibles here, shit that we can put our hand on. That's the whole point. If you can't come and offer no tangible shit, then you can't count on the black vote. That's just, this is what we've been headed to for a long time, man. It's finally got enough momentum behind this type of shit that we can affect the turnout of who going to try to put these people in office. And right now, the black media say ain't no candidate worthy of the vote, or the black vote. So if we don't got no stake in what happened in this country, and we ain't gonna get no fair shake on the takeaways out of this country anyway, then we don't need to participate in they fake ass, illegitimate ass election system, cause we both know it ain't no election process, it's a selection process, and they gonna put in there whoever the fuck they want to anyway. How many elections have been stolen in my lifetime? Anyway, he also had a meaningful ground game, according to Tyson. Jill Biden, the candidate's wife, visited Birmingham, where Tyson lives, multiple times. Biden staff met with black voters to talk about their top priorities, and accepted what Tyson called a packet from the activists outlining those concerns. Biden campaign bought tables at banquets and ads in event programs, and ran what Tyson called a real campaign. On what he knew was a limited budget. No goddamn limited budget. Every time anyway, I ain't gonna shit on that man Tyson. I'm not gonna shit on Tyson, but Tyson don't. If Tyson didn't mention the R word reparation to Biden, he ain't mention shit to him, and he ain't no way he stand and represent no black man like me. Cause that's what the next Democratic candidate that win, that's what they're gonna have to run on. They're gonna have to run on the fact that they're gonna be able to get this reparation check approved, and if not, they're not gonna win. Ain't no independent gonna win, no Democrat gonna win, no Tea Party gonna win, no progressive gonna win. None of them motherfuckers. The Republican beat all of them. If they ain't got 100% of the black vote, Republican beat all of them. And we not sitting up here proclaiming to be no Republican. We ain't proclaiming to be no Democrat. We proclaiming that whoever buy this vote with the highest bid, that's who get it. So up until you present that tangible plan, then you can count on niggas not going out to the poll and voting for your dumb ass. That's simple, Jack. In comparison, while Tyson had never in 21 years of politics, we see what's wrong with Tyson. He a politician. All right, I'm back. In comparison, while Tyson had never in 21 years in politics seen anything like the television ad blitz from the billionaire businessman and former New York Mike Bloomberg. They didn't put New York mayor, but I'm gonna throw it in there. New York mayor Mike Bloomberg. But where she didn't see him was on the ground. Not a Birmingham church, yeah, because we know the church is so legitimate in where they stand in the political process. School or community center. Senator Bernie Sanders, Vermont, had big ideas but few details, she said. And Senator Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts were bright and admirable, and of course had intricate plans, but she did not register as someone with the capacity to deliver a sailor's cussing and combat with Trump. So they're saying they just basically just picked all them folks apart right there and told you why Joe Biden is who you think. This shit is so funny when you look at this shit from the standpoint of you knowing that it's all propaganda tool, and you know that they spinning this shit the way they want to spin it. So it's all funny. They just picked apart all of the candidates just then, all to tear them down a little bit further, just so that cause they know they can't boost Bernie. I mean, what the name, Joe Biden? They can't boost Biden up, so they had to tear the rest of them down a little bit to make Biden seem a little bit bigger than what he is. But like I said, it's fun. It's fun when you can recognize that it ain't nothing but a big propaganda tool. So anyway, then there was Biden's own presence in Alabama. In January, he spoke at the 16th Baptist Church in Birmingham, site of 1963 bombing by white supremacists that killed 4 black children. And when he stopped Sunday in Alabama after a resounding win in South Carolina, he committed to some of the issues listed in the packet of a $15 an hour federal minimum wage, expansion of Affordable Care Act, elimination of gender and racial pay disparities, and support for a modern rail-based mass transit system in Alabama. None of that shit that had nothing to do with black people and everything to do with everybody else. But you got the black vote though. How could you possibly say that black voters is into this shit what this nigga saying when he ain't said nothing that he gonna do for black people? This is strictly for propaganda right here. This is strictly for entertainment. This article right here. Strictly to be picked apart, this article right here. But anyway, Deborah Breedlove, a retired financial advisor from Columbia, South Carolina, who is active in local Democratic politics, said her vote for Biden hinged on a realistic approach to putting a Democrat in the White House. See, that's all they think is important. As long as we can get rid of Trump, get a Democrat in, we can keep putting our finger in their eye, and they'll keep thinking that we're gonna do something for them. But now the days of that is over. Now it's tangibles. Tangibles are nothing. Reparations are nothing. Not no black vote, and without no black vote, you don't get in. How many times can I say it until it's clear? Why do black voters support Biden? Not because they're moderates. I sense a strong lean toward Biden that had nothing. He sensed. I sense a strong lean toward Biden that had nothing to do with conservatism or moderate thinking, she said. Older African Americans know the deal, and you ain't gonna win with them older African Americans as your main talking point. Older African Americans know the deal and the hand dealt to us. The sooner we feel our power, the sooner this destructive administration will be dismantled. Man, come on, man. Biden is just as fucked up as Trump. I'm gonna just leave that right there. At NBC News, analysts of exit polling data found that among all voters, those who were prioritized defeating Trump in November voted overwhelmingly for Biden. And if that's your main priority for voting for a motherfucker, then your priorities is fucked up. By the pragmatism of black voters, experts say should not be, but the pragmatism of black voters, experts say, should not be confused with ignorance or some form of political captivity. It is political captivity to just go blindly cast your fucking vote for a motherfucking. I'm telling you, bro. This article got me cursing more than I want to curse today. It is political captivity to just blindly go cast your vote for somebody that. See, the way the political process supposed to work, you promise me something, I vote for you. Not no empty ass bullshit ass uh rising tide lift all boat type shit. And that's all that's in this article, that he promised anybody with just some shit that's for everybody, and it's for everybody. It's gonna keep the black man in the same predicament that he in right now. And that's not what we plan on intending on being after we go cast our next vote for somebody. And the world is changing right now. We're in the midst of it. Do I want to continue on in this article knowing that motherfuckers ain't going to motherfuckers scared to click on long articles and shit? Let me see how much left in it. Too much for me to get through. So yeah, I mean I could read all of that, but you see how this shit going. I can't even get through one or two sentences without finding another piece of garbage that the author done wrote. So his opinion that he trying to force it on you and spin it to where you feel like, yes, niggas love Biden. We don't love Biden, bro. We ain't fucking with Biden, bro. Just long as you know, that's the main point that I'm getting across, that this is a propaganda tool put here by white supremacy to further push along their message and further try to keep us engaged in a illegitimate political process that don't even count the votes that we cast for real, and definitely don't have any intentions on elevating us at this particular moment. So that's why my stance is what it is. We're going to sit out the vote until one of these candidates actually is speaking our language. And this is something that I'm going to continue to push, even though I don't agree with every tactic and every video and every word and every method that the black media use. This is something that I definitely agree with. We not going to vote in no bullshit political process, especially without nobody bending the knee to us as a black people and giving us something tangible that's worth our time and worth our vote. And I'm pretty much gonna leave that whole video essay right there, or me breaking the article down. I'm gonna leave it right there because the video is already a little bit longer than I want it to be, and I know that attention spans. I know about attention spans here in 2020. So anyway, it's your man Oshentheghost. I very much appreciate you, like I said, spending your conversation, spending your time with me. That's very much what's up, and we back on the regular upload schedule now. So look for me tomorrow and the next day after that. And if ever you don't see me the next day after that, then the next day after that, I guarantee you I'll be back. So that's how we kicking it, man. I appreciate it. It's your boy. I'm out.